Hello and welcome to the Women's Technology Council Leadership video series. My name is Elise Park and I'm a freshman majoring in architecture. With me today is Deborah Verderame, president at Verderame Cale Architecture PLLC. She is a proven business leader, board member, and she is actively involved and contributes to the school's many different initiatives. Deborah, welcome and thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Elise. I'm very happy to meet you.
You too. So my first question for you is, what advice or suggestion would you want to give to those who are still uncertain about their career path?
For me, my career path was pretty straight. I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be an architect. I think 10 years old, I told my
Oh my
parents that I
gosh.
wanted to be an
Wow.
architect. And I pretty much stayed on that path. Um, but what I would suggest to someone is basically follow what makes you happy and do what you really like and what you enjoy, because then going to work is not like working, it's like doing what you like to do.
So you oversee a range of design projects for major corporate and educational institutions and are a proven leader in strategic planning as well. What is your advice to a young professional in terms of being innovative and presenting new ideas in the workplace?
Workplace strategies is something that I'm very passionate about. And when I started out of college, I started working for a firm that specialized in corporate finance world. I just thought it was just so interesting how they interact with one another, how they collaborate, and I've seen a lot of evolutions of the office. Um, where there used to be a lot of perimeter offices with drywall, and then if you were working, um, you know, in the interior, you had no daylight, and there were a lot of things that I um, thought were important and started implementing, like opening up the office and having more people have daylight. And this is even before LEED and WELL became popular. So having a good quality work environment was very important. Also, reading about people that were getting sick in the office because there wasn't good ventilation, and lots of the products that were going into the office, whether it was the carpets or the furniture that had glues, they were all off gassing and people weren't well. So I always felt when you go to work, you're at that office for the majority of your waking hours. So, A, you want to do what you love. B, you want to do it in a healthy environment and an environment that's conducive to enhancing your work and good for your mind, making the work environment a place that people want to visit, whether it's your clients coming to visit or working, and workplace became more integrated with hospitality, so it became more like a beautiful place to go to. We're all experiencing a time that we've never
Yes.
imagined could even ever
Mhm.
happen. And a lot of people are working from home, so that is definitely going to affect how we think about the office and the real estate. But one thing that I think is really important is we definitely have embraced technology. We know that we can do more work from home. But I don't think that it's ever going to be something that eliminates the office. I believe that people want to get together. I believe that people want to collaborate in the office. I think people want to get out of the house. But I also think that this is when COVID is past us and we could all, resume. I think people have realized that there could be some work-life balances that maybe we didn't have. I mean, maybe we don't need to be in the office slaving for 80 hours a week. Maybe there could be a couple of days that we can work from home and a few days that we can work in the office and see people and collaborate in the office. So from that philosophy of thinking and that direction, that could take us more into the agile workplace, where for 100 people, maybe we don't build a big office to hold 100 desks. Maybe we build an office that only holds 70 desks, and we share those spaces. With that, we can put more space into those more fun amenity type spaces. We could provide lockers for people so that you can leave your personal things there. When you're not there, they could be locked up, and then log on to any desk when you do work there. So technology really gave us that ability to think like that.
Um, so who are your role models or heroes?
I did have some people in my life that were great mentors. One of them was my boss, who later then made me a partner of the firm many years ago. So he taught me a tremendous amount, and he was a great mentor. I think it's great to have.
Mhm.
It could be one person, it could be many people that are great mentors.
Just to have somebody like look up to and like
Mhm.
have them kind of teach you. I feel like that's really important for students and people that are starting out.
And one thing is, I just want to say that one of the reasons why I am so excited to be part of the Women's Council is because I didn't have a female mentor in
Mm.
architecture. When I went to school, there were only 6 women in my
Wow.
class. There were
Oh
very few women.
gosh.
There were very few women really in the industry. I didn't
Yeah.
know too many other women architects. So I did. I got my license in architecture. I also got my license in interior design. I felt that um, those two really made sense to have when my focus was on interior architecture. So this was having both really gave me an ability to not only think about the space, but think about how the finishes and the furnishings would be in that space. In addition, after that, several years later, I went for the lead accreditation
Yeah.
as well.
That's
Feeling again
amazing.
that your environment, the healthy well-being of your environment is so important. I think
Wow.
never stop improving your knowledge.
Exactly. In terms of your career path, would you do anything differently if given the opportunity to?
I always worked in small firms. Maybe I would have wanted to try working in a larger firm just for that experience. Although I think ultimately I'm in the right place, in the right environment for me. But I think I didn't have that experience, and I think if I did it all over again, I would probably try that.
So, in how do you balance your work and home life? Because I feel like architecture is very demanding and takes
Mhm.
up a lot of time. So, like, how would you find a balance between those two things?
Not That's probably the hardest out of
That sounds
everything
hard.
that we discussed. That's probably the hardest.
Mhm.
I have 3 daughters. So along the way, it was really difficult. I had to make sure that I had a very good support system in place at home because I worked very long hours. I experienced a lot of guilt about not being home and not being there for my kids. And I think for women, that's really important to consider that you need to have good support system in place to be
Yeah,
successful.
definitely. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of responsibility to like have to put so much into your career while also having to put so much time in family. So it's so nice that you had like a good support system out of that. That's amazing. So thank you for joining us, Deborah. It has been a pleasure talking with you, and we appreciate you sharing your thoughts and advice with us today. Thank
Well,
you.
it's a pleasure to speak to you, and I wish you all the best in school
Thank you so much.
and in your internship as well.
Thank you.